more. Like, we're low-key going up right now. Welcome to the Two Black Runners podcast. I'm Mr. Pottsable, your host, always with the brother with the same mother, Aaron Potts, Super Hot Potts, and one of your favorite two black runners coming at you every single Two Black Tuesday.
Yeah.
Yes, sir. It's been a minute. It's been a minute. It really has been a minute this time. Like, we were going for a week. I'm sorry, y'all. We've been saying 52 weeks. We gonna hit 52 weeks straight. 52 weeks straight. We still gonna hit 52 weeks. I can tell you that. We gonna make the whole year, but it ain't gonna be straight. We missed a week, and low key, it's my fault. Low key, well, it's low key all. I don't know. It's been a crazy couple of weeks, Aaron. It's been a crazy couple of weeks to say the least. Like our Instagram got terminated. I just turned 21. I actually just had my first race last week. Like, bro, like a lot of stuff's been going. Aaron's been like basically working every single day, every single minute of the day. Like it's been a busy couple of weeks, bro. And we slipped up last week. We took the L. Not gonna lie.
I used to pray for times like this, to grind like this, and no matter us, grind like this. Hold up, wait a minute. Y'all thought, bruh, the grind don't stop, bro. Like, we having our struggles, we having these battles, but it's all part of the journey, and it's all going to be a part of the story. And we appreciate everyone that listens in every week, and that you all chose to be a part of our story. Y'all chose to be those people that are the pioneers that tell people one day, like, I remember I was following them when the IG got terminated, and they were at 5,000. They went down to 200. Now they're at 50,000. Like, I appreciate everybody, all the day ones, as always. But this is just another bump in the road. And I mean, yeah, I feel ashamed. I'm embarrassed that we didn't meet our standard of 52 straight, and it's going to be 51 straight. But only the real ones are going to know that it's 51 straight. Everybody else, they're going to be like, oh, they did 51, 52 in a row. But the real ones are going to listen to this pod, and we're going to tell the real ones the truth. You know what I mean? So I appreciate everybody listening in every single week. Just want to start off with that,
Wait, what do you mean it's gonna be 51? We're still gonna do 52.
Well, it's not gonna be 52 straight, but
it's gonna be 48
straight.
It's
not even 51 straight. It's not even 51 straight.
48. We did 48 straight.
48 straight. That's still amazing, and the impact that we've had on the running world, doing these 49 episodes in a row is pretty crazy. I was just thinking back, like, I feel like some of the things we've done have been significant, and I feel like we're seeing some of those changes in the running community, and I feel like we, as in me, Joshua, the whole team behind the Running Report, and the listeners, we are shaping like this new running culture. So we all have to just keep on pushing together and bringing it to the forefront, and we'll continue to see those changes that we want to see.
Yeah, and with that said, like Aaron was saying, we're still going to hit 52. And then I think after that, I think we are going to take like a break. You're going to see a little bit two black runners for probably about like probably like 3 weeks or something like that. We're going to probably take a little break and really just cook up something and come back for season 2 and come hard, because the Olympics are coming up. Outdoor track is about to start heating up a lot. So like, it's going to be exciting once we come back. With that just being said, of like going on to the future, we only got 3 more podcasts left till we hit 52.
That's
1
crazy.
year of Two Black Runners. Our next one has already been recorded. It's being edited right now. It was supposed to be the one that was going to come up last week, but we didn't get to it. It's Nigel Amos, bro. Nigel Amos is going to be on the podcast next week. This man at 18 years old ran 141.7. 141. Let me get this right. 141. Yeah, 141.73. Number 4 all time in the 800. It's going to be on the Two Black Runners podcast. He runs for Oregon Track Club now. He's basically the pride of Botswana in Africa. And he's just going to join us and just talk about some track, his journey in the 800, and really just all the injuries and things, being a young star and being in the Africa's Forbes 30 under 30. Like, the dude does it all. Like, that's going to be a good podcast, I think, Aaron. I think it's going to be really cool.
Yeah, it'll be really great. I feel like a lot of people hear things about Nigel. They hear about his DJing, they hear about him at 18 running 141, but a lot of people don't really know him. So it was awesome to get a chance to really sit down with him and talk to him, to talk to somebody kind of somewhat, in a different realm, but like similar to like a AJ Wilson interview. It's where
Yeah.
it's someone like they've been on the forefront of the scene since they were youth,
Hmm.
So I think it's always interesting to get into that mindset. Like, how do you handle that? Because we've seen that go wrong so many times where people come out of high school or they're running fast when they're 18. It doesn't pan out. Like Nigel Amos, he's been in the game for a while, and some people might think he's a little bit older, but he's 26. He's
Yeah.
still young. He's still very young. He has a whole nother Olympics left in him. He's only 26 years old. So it was definitely awesome to have the privilege to sit down with him and talk a little track and pick his brain a little bit.
Yeah, so we're gonna play a preview clip into that, and then we're gonna get back into the podcast. So listen to this real quick for our preview episode with Nigel Amos next week.
I want to know too, because like you made the Olympics when you were 18, and I don't think you didn't start running until high school. Can you describe to us like what was your first race experience like? Could you take us through that? And how old were you in with that first race that you ever had?
Basically, I think I was running every day to school. I wasn't running, but I was putting on mileage. If I look back on it, I was putting on mileage every day because I was walking about 14 kilometers back from home and school, every morning and evening. So I guess I was putting on the work. So when I transitioned to be a runner now, I had the mileage into it and I was able to be, because I was the fast striker, so I could be able to teach and just go with it. So as this time in, I could play a good 90 minutes, so I was like, okay, that was good. The transited to running, I could keep up. My first race was 5,000. I used to do 5,000 and steeple chase. So we the transaction is trying to find where really I can really achieve the best, where I can be the best ability of my talent can be using. And we settled in 800 and learned from it. You know.
Hey, that's a lot better than the 5K. That's a lot better than the 5K. That's a
That's,
long
that's
one.
So yeah, that's gonna really just be a great podcast, bro. I hope you guys tune in for that. It's really gonna be entertaining. It's gonna be insightful, and Dev, you love tracking the 800 because we get a lot of 800 runners, and it's gonna be exciting. So we got two more podcasts left after Nigel Almost, and just a lot going on in the runner report. And just for these past couple of times since we just had a podcast with just been two black runners, there's been a lot of things happening around the oval, on and off the oval, bruh, around the running world, and we just want to get into some of that news to really just
Touch on it.
bring ourselves some up to date, tell you guys about some things you haven't heard about, and really just go deep. And then at the end of the show, we're gonna play our new favorite game that we
False
really
start,
like,
baby.
false start, and to go over these big hot takes. But before we go further into the podcast, I think we have to acknowledge just the terrorist attack, the murder in Atlanta. I think about a week ago now, a little over a week ago now, where three massage parlors were hit, eight people were killed, six Asian women, and just the monstrosity that we saw out in Atlanta, and just the fact of how there's been so many Asian hate crimes over the past year, related towards the coronavirus, directly related to xenophobia. And it's very disheartening coming from us and like seeing from this, and we just want to reiterate the messages that you guys have been seeing all around is stop Asian hate. And I would like to go even a step further and like say let's stop white terrorism, because that's also what's happening right now. And there's so much hate in this world that it can't just be a bad day. Like I don't think we can't take that anymore, bro. That's not what it is. There's definitely deep rooted than that, especially with the hate crimes. But we stand with every single Asian and Pacific Islander person out there that has been feeling this hate, bro, and we're with you all the way to the end. And it's really awesome just to see the running community respond to this as well. As Aaron put me on and was telling me about how that coffee boy had that running the protest in New York last week, which was pretty awesome to see, Aaron.
Yeah, no, shout out to running the protests and that coffee boy throughout all of 2020. He has found a way to activate through running, bringing people in his community together. to protest all of the violence that we've been seeing against marginalized communities, specifically in 2020, everything we saw with police brutality and now bringing together Blacks and Asian to stop Asian hate. But also, I want to just touch on what Joshua said. Like, we can talk all day about police brutality and just the killing of innocent Black men, Black women, and Asian women. But we, at some point, we gotta start talking about white terrorism, white supremacy, and how that fuels and continues to see what happens. It's just the same as we saw with Dylan Roof walking into a church and just killing 9 people. It's the same that we're seeing right now with this man walking into massage parlors and killing 6 Asian women. That's not a coincidence. That is terrorism. It's not just a random crazy person. They're doing that. I believe that is done to put fear into people's hearts and to cause terror. It is what it is. So yes, stop Asian hate, but we got to stop this terrorism, this white domestic terrorism that continues to happen in our country. And this is not the first time. This has been going on for hundreds of years. We never call it terrorism. We call it like a raid or something, but it is terrorism. We're attacking they're attacking American citizens, and it's not a coincidence that it tends to be a white person that identifies with nationalistic ideals. So I think it is important that we call it white terrorism.
Yeah,
That's what it is.
and you guys know us, it's domestic terrorism. I really feel like that. And just being our podcast and people that have been listening to us is something that I feel like we just needed to address, because it wouldn't be right to be all last year saying keep the conversation going, having conversations about running while Black, and not stand with our Asian brothers and sisters that we grew up side by side with out here where we grew up as well. So wanted to put that into the podcast. Go out there, y'all, and let's just spread peace, love, and positivity, and really just look out for each other out there. There's no reason. Stop spreading this hate, and let's spread love and joy. And let's get to where we want to be, not where we've been. You feel me? Let's go around the oval, my guy. And one of the biggest news that Aaron told me about was the fact that the Olympic Committee is not looking to have overseas fans at the Tokyo 2021 Olympics. I seen this article from NPR actually, and right from the article, one of the people from the Olympic Organizing Committee was saying that based on the present situation of the pandemic, it is highly unlikely that entry into Japan will be guaranteed this summer for people overseas. That's pretty big news, Aaron. I didn't really think there's gonna be an audience in the first place. I didn't think there's gonna be a crowd, but now that the possibility of there being one, and that overseas won't be coming into play, what's your thoughts first off?
My first thoughts when I see this is the Olympics is happening. Okay.
Okay.
Now that we're getting this information and this confirmation of some of the logistics of the meet, like, that makes me feel a little bit better. It makes me feel a little better. Like, it does suck. It does suck. We weren't really planning to go to Olympics, like, we didn't have any plans. If someone was about to hit us up and be like, yo, we got 2 tickets for 2 Black runners, we would have been there. But like, we weren't really planning. So like, I'm not disappointed in that sense. I mean, I am just more happy that the Olympics is planning to have fans, because like, I was thinking in my mind that there wouldn't be a single fan allowed. I think it makes a lot of sense though. Like, I couldn't imagine a world where Olympics were just normal as possible. So the fact that they're coming out this early and they're telling us what it is, I think that is a positive, because if they were telling us this like in July, it'd be like, bro, do y'all really know what y'all doing? Y'all really got it together over there? Because y'all should have been able to figure this out a minute ago. You know what I mean? So it just shows, what it tells me is that they're planning.
Yeah, and another entity that is really planning ahead and organizing everything is NCAA, bro. The NCAA came out this past week, and they have cut down the track and field entries to from 48 to 32, and it was making a lot of waves across Twitter, across the Let's Run, across everywhere in the running world, and people weren't happy, Aaron. People were not happy.
Yeah.
Just the simple fact of like there's not as many opportunities for these NCAA track athletes. And then also as well, like there's bringing up concerns that this may not be the betterment for COVID in the first place as well. Like, what are your thoughts on the NCAA cutting down the regionals field from 48 to 32?
It's tough. It's tough right now to be a high school athlete or a collegiate athlete. You don't have many opportunities, and especially going through 2020, getting your season canceled, and now with the limited opportunities to go out and race to cut the fields, it's another hit to our NCAA athletes, and it's going to give some of these athletes that are at some mid-level or smaller schools less opportunities. But what it
Yeah.
also is going to do is it's going to force some of these athletes to have to travel and have to risk more uh, to get these times. So the NCAA is instituting this rule with the goal of cutting down on COVID protocols at regionals, but it's increasing COVID protocols at every other meet around the year because if you let's say you got a kid, I'm a guy, so I'm gonna use a guy as example. Let's say you have a guy, he's like between a 344, 346 guy, and you think he could pop off on that 343. Now, usually maybe you could run that 344, 345 and make it to regionals, but now 32, you might have to run 342.
Mm-hmm.
So you're gonna make sure you get out to Stanford to Paul to out to race that race, even though you're all the way from Minnesota. You know, so it just makes things tougher. It makes things more complicated, and it really doesn't make it easier. It just eliminates opportunities for people who aren't as privileged, to be honest. But how would you feel? I mean, I know right now you're at Mount Sac and you just started running. You're very limited into your opportunities. So I'm curious to see how do you feel about that, Joshua?
Well, honestly, like I'm totally like in a totally different space. Like I still don't really know what's going down, but getting the opportunity to run unattached, that's the only way that I can really run right now or compete. And going out to run unattached, I drove 4 hours all the way out to Vegas. So that's the same thing that I have to do. The only way I'm be able to be in position to even race is going out of state to Vegas, which is 4 hours away, or going to Arizona. But even in that case, all races aren't really letting everybody in because it's if you're unattached, they don't let everybody in because they usually just want people that are in that same conference or that same college as well because they know that they're going to be following the protocols to a T. So just I already know that then traveling is just difficult on itself right now and definitely traveling to a hotel. So yeah, I can definitely understand just the risk of being there. But then also just like looking through Twitter and looking through people's responses, I remember seeing people talking about how like for some kids, like their freshman year, once they got to eat, like some kids pop off at conference and were able to run what like a 149 and win like the Big West Conference and got to regionals their freshman year, and that was really able to set up their whole entire collegiate career, giving them the confidence to go back to regionals and stuff like that. So I think those what's really going to be messed up for a lot of these kids, those 12 was it's 12 so 16 kids that aren't going to be able to go. And so like there's going to be a good, and those 16 kids that it's going to be either the 15 or the steeple or the 100. One of those 16 could have been those freshman kids that would have usually made it like their freshman year and could have been like a phenom and an NCAA champion like senior year. So I think that's just going to be an unfortunate part, but I don't, it's just the irregularity that we're gonna have to live with in COVID because we already knew the opportunities weren't going to be equal anyways because it's different everywhere. Honestly, it really is.
Yeah, and I'm thinking like, is this just because of COVID or is this the new standard? Like we seen the NCAA cut men's teams. We already
Mhm.
see them trying to make all these cutbacks in track. So is it gonna go back to 48? Like why go back to 48 when you could save money with this 32? And another thing I think is like for these athletes too, like, there's a lot of people that they see this and they're like, I got my indoor time to get me these marks into these big meets to run these times. If you're a kid that, their school doesn't run indoor, like you're saying
Mhm.
you're a 149 kid, your school doesn't really run indoor, it's going to be harder to even like get into these meets to have those chances. So, you know, I just don't want NCAAs to come down to who has had the best opportunities. It's
Yeah.
always going to be like that a little bit, but it shouldn't just be totaled down to who has the most privilege based on what school they go to. We want everyone to have as much as a chance to compete and get that exposure, especially if we want to talk bigger picture and see, the person that gets that exposure to go pro or get a contract or get that chance or become that phenom. So limiting the opportunities, I don't think it's ever really that good. Do you think that like something like this could somehow raise the level of competition? Do you think it will make people step up to the plate at all?
I don't think you can really have the stakes any higher than they are right now. Like for one, it's an Olympic year. It's been an Olympic year for the past 2 years. But I know this change from 48 to 32. Like this ain't affecting a thing, Mo. Like unless she's getting injured, like she's gonna be there, like the top of the top, the cream of the crop. This isn't affecting them. But just it being an Olympic year, it always makes people run faster. Like even down to the club level, I feel like people are just there's more energy in the air and people want to go get that. And then plus on this being this hibernation of just not having outdoor last season, the opportunities to race, like people are just even more people are slobbering at the mouth to go out there and race outdoor right now, bruh.
Yeah.
Like they really want to race. So I don't think this is gonna up the ante anytime of just wanting to run harder and run harder. But if it does up the ante of wanting to run harder, and run sooner, it can definitely, I could see it leading to more injuries because more people are going to be trying to just run fast, fast, fast instead of trying to make like a gradual build up or something like that because they're trying to get that time. Then also just the risk of sickness definitely comes up. So I don't really know if this is going to do the. I don't see it really up in the ante for nobody, to be honest. It's ante's already up.
Yeah, I agree with you. I don't think it's necessary to up the ante. Like you
Yeah.
said, ante is already up. And I think our NCAA system is also a development system to develop our athletes of the future. So no reason like, I don't even know. I could look at the list right now and see how many people ran under 4 this year in the mile, and it was an insane amount. So there's going to be some kid that runs like 4 flat that doesn't make it to regionals, I bet, or something. It's gonna be something stupid to where like, yeah, he should have got to regionals and he probably could have ran faster there. So yeah, let's just hope that this isn't something that is permanent. It's just due to COVID. But you know, NCAA has been letting us down, so we'll see what happens.
And lastly, around the oval, Aaron, let's talk about Alicia Montaño and Allyson Felix, what they've been saying off the track lately, and really just dealing with maternity leave and pregnancy with runners. First up, it was Allyson Felix talking about Nike's recent ad that was highlighting the struggle of pregnancy with athletics after her fallout with Nike in 2019 for this exact same issue. And Aaron, you have the tweet actually with you as well.
Yeah, so Allyson Felix saw this new Nike ad that was highlighting pregnant women as being athletes in support of them. And we all know the story behind Allyson Felix. She's with Athleta now. And a big reason why she's not with Nike is because they were policy on maternity leave and they dropped her, which is crazy. Like
Mm-hmm.
Allyson Felix, how many goals has she won? How many Olympics has she been to? Like 4. Like she is the greatest American sprinter of all time. And they basically said, yo, you got to prove yourself. But after that Nike ad came out, if y'all saw it, it was an amazing ad, amazing marketing. But Allison just had to say, I think you should watch this ad. It reminds mothers that they are athletes. It celebrates mothers. It speaks truth. It's powerful. It's brilliant marketing. I agree with every word in this ad. I also think you should watch this ad so that you will hold Nike accountable for it. So it's important that you listen to the last sentence, hold Nike accountable because in the past, this is something they haven't followed through on.
Mm-hmm.
Dawn Harper Nelson, gold in 2008, silver in 2012, has a baby, and she doesn't think it's possible for her to continue running. And she reports that she's been told by sponsors, you got to prove yourself after this pregnancy. She got a gold and a silver, y'all. She been the best at the top, you know. So it's just ridiculous now, and it's like what we're seeing. It's just what we're seeing, you know. People just hopping on the trends and trying to be on the right side of history. And if you want to hop on the trend, you want to be on the right side of history, be real about it. Be real about it. And like Allyson said, hold those brands accountable. You know, if we're on here saying stop Asian hate, stop white terrorism, that means now we are accountable. So
Mm-hmm.
hold these people accountable.
Yeah, and then to piggyback off that with Alicia Montano, she was on CBS this morning, I think like a couple of days ago, this past weekend, talking about her new company and mother and how she's supporting three mother athletes right now: Sarah Vaughn, Dawn Harper Nelson, actually, and Alicia Williams, and all of them just sponsoring them and bringing them money and endorsing them this year, trying to get to the 2021 Tokyo. And what's really incredible about what they're doing and how Alicia Montano, especially, and Allyson Felix, I really feel like with Alicia, Aaron, that like what she's doing with Ann Mother and what she's doing with commentating and keeping track and everything, like what she's doing as just as like as a human being, as somebody in like this social justice place of running, just like Allison Desir, I think Alicia Montano is going to be remembered for more what she's doing off the track, dealing with maternity leave and dealing with getting these rights for pregnant runners and runners who are mothers. She's going to be remembered more for that than what she did on the track in the 800. Because I really think like what she's doing right now is super impactful and is going to change the way for how female athletes approach running and their pro careers further on. Because I'm before it was a scary like option to have a kid while you're running because you don't know if you'll be able to keep on putting food on the table. But now with Ann Mother, they're providing these resources, and I believe their plan and their practical plan is to continue to provide more resources to more athletes who are mothers and down the road and further on. I really think she's going to be remembered more than just that 800 that she ran. Like she's going to be way remembered way more than that for sure.
Yeah, she's a lot bigger than 2 laps on the track. And I think that's part of the reason why she was so underappreciated when she was on the track. I think she's going to be one of those athletes that people are going to be like, yeah, like Alicia, like, you know, she was a beast when she was running. Like everybody like loved her. She's a legend, you know.
Mm-hmm.
But we have to remember, like when we talked to Aj, like a lot of people didn't like her antics when she was on the track. They thought that she was entitled. They thought that she was running the race wrong, you know. People were hating on her and she
Mm-hmm.
didn't get the love that she deserved. So I'm happy that she's slowly but surely starting to get her flowers. And I definitely think that she will be someone that transcends the sport of track and field, most definitely.
Yeah, she's already there. She's already there. At least, yeah, you need to come on the pod too. At least you need to come on the pod.
Hey,
That would be a great
you
conversation.
know, hey,
And I know it will
you know
happen
my
one day.
daughter.
To be honest, honestly, it will
You know
happen
my
one
daughter.
day. She's definitely gonna come on one
She
day.
just be busy, but she gonna come on. That's auntie, okay? That's auntie.
That would be a cool part. That would be a cool part. But as we get here and we're about to start closing out this Two Black Runners podcast, just me and Aaron, we want to go around the track a little bit more, bro, and dive deeper into what's been happening in the sport and go through some of the hottest takes that we've been seeing. But sometimes you guys know these hot takes. I'm just all like, bro, that's a false start. That's a false start. That's way too soon. That ain't happening. And that's when we come to our game false start, bro. Aaron's going to kick it off. He got a bold
All
prediction. He
right.
got a hot take that y'all need to hear because go ahead, Aaron. Go ahead.
First one. First one. Y'all saw NCAAs this weekend. Y'all saw what this man's done. And y'all been hearing me week after week I've been telling y'all from the get-go, do not play with this man, Cole Hawker. This man don't play. This dude is the real deal. So I'm saying it right now. Remember where you heard it. On Two Black Runners from Aaron Potts. Cole Hawker is the favorite to win the US 1500 at the Olympic trials. Is that a false start?
Yes, bro. What? What kind of what? Yes, bro. That's a false start, bro. That's a false start. I know Cole Walker nice. I know
Ooh.
Cole Walker nice. Cole Walker's nice. He's a great runner. He won Foot Locker. He runs 350. He won the 3K and the 1500. He won the 3K and the indoor mile at NCAA's. Like, impressive. The kid's impressive. He's only 19 years old. The kid's impressive. But like, bruh, let's not discount like we got the gold medalist from the previous Olympics still in the field. We got
Who?
Craig Engels. We
Wait,
got
who?
we got the gold
Who?
Matthew Situate. Matthew Situate.
Cilantro?
Hold on, let me finish. Let me finish. We got Craig Engels. We got Josh Thompson. We got Johnny Gregoric. Like, I'm just saying, we can't have this dude just leapfrog everybody in the middle of March and say that he's the favorite to win the
It's not a
1500 meters.
leapfrog.
Because, like, bro, like, he's great. He's in the picture. There's no denying that. Like we said on the top 3 takeaways, like this dude, Oregon, they have pros. Cole Hawker is running like a pro right now, an elite level runner. The
Respect him.
dude's number 8 all time in the indoor mile. I'm like talking about with El Garouge up there, bruh. He's crazy. 350 is crazy indoors. But to say he's the favorite to win the U.S. Olympic trials, it's kind of disrespectful to
If
my
Central ran
guys.
350, if Central ran 350 this year indoor, would he be the favorite?
Would he be the favorite? Yes, well, definitely, because he's has the Olympic gold medalist with him. This man just won. This man won NCAA's. What? Okay, cool. This man won gold at the Olympics. Like, definitely, I'm gonna go with that. Like, he has credibility with him. His ethos ain't that big. Let me take you back to school real quick. His ethos ain't that big. Let's be real with it. But he got the pathos for you. He got the emotional connection to you because he's 19. Come on, bro. Come on.
All I'm saying
Come
is,
on,
if
bro.
any other pro was doing what Cole Hawker did, y'all all would say he was the favorite. But y'all want to doubt him because he's young. And he's already proven to us that he don't care who he's racing. We saw what he did to Central. He was right on him. They were in the same shape. But he ran 350. Central ran 340 in the 15. Now, I ain't trying to roast my man Central. Central, he cool. But right now, he ain't looking like the favorite. You know, people like to say every year LeBron the MVP, but Joel Embiid putting up numbers. Okay? So we gonna see what's gonna happen when it's championship time. And all I'm
We're gonna
saying is
see.
this man is the favorite right now. We cannot disrespect this man.
No one's
Josh Kerr
disrespecting
just
him.
ran 335, bruh. If Josh Kerr was American, he'd be the favorite. And what you know what 335 convert to? Around like a 351. You're not even 350. So all I'm saying is we gotta stop disrespecting Cole Hawker, okay?
Nobody disrespecting
Stop.
him. No one
Stop.
disrespecting him. He definitely in the conversation. The man's gonna be his first Olympic trials. But let's
He
move
is
on.
the conversation. He is the conversation. The
Okay.
1500 runners need to step up. That's all I'm saying. Y'all need to step up. You know,
But
y'all gonna come at me, but don't come at my boy Cole.
But I got a bold statement for you too, bro. Actually, I don't feel like this is that bold. I don't think this is that bold. But this NAU cross country team, the dynasty that they're on, this 4 out of 5 championship victories for these cross country lumberjack men. They're the greatest cross country dynasty that we've ever seen. Like, am I wrong, Aaron? Am I wrong?
I mean, that's a hard one. We gotta go back in time. We gotta think about Arkansas. They got 11 championships. You know, we gotta think about teams like that. Other than that, I mean, we gotta think about Oklahoma. They got like 2 or 3 within like a 4-year period. So let's see how long this lasts. But I cannot say you're completely wrong because their recruiting class, I feel like they've had like the strongest recruits. I feel like NAU has gotten to the level of Oregon in recruiting.
Most definitely.
Like usually Oregon gets everybody. Like if you're fast, you're gonna go to Oregon because you know you're gonna get a contract. Everything's gonna work out. And NAU is to that level now. Like it's Oregon for sure on the men's side. It's Oregon and NAU. It's like where are you gonna go, and it might just be dependent on what event you do.
And Aaron, this is what I'm gonna say too. Like I know it's hard. I know it's hard to say they're the greatest cross country dynasty ever. It's hard to say that because Arkansas has that 11 championships. Like that's wild. But let me put this stat in there too. No team has ever won 4 straight. So the max a team has won straight is 3, and that's happened like a couple times. Oklahoma State did it, like you said. Arkansas's done it. I think Colorado's done it. Wisconsin's done it. A lot of teams have won 3 straight, but no one's won 4 straight. NAU hasn't won 4 straight either. But this is what I think can happen, Aaron. I think NAU will win again because the cross country championships are going to be this fall. Hopefully everything goes right with COVID. They'll be this fall again. And you already know Nico's still going to be fast. Luis Grijalva probably won't come back. Blaze Fierro will be gone. So Abdi Hamid and Nico are going to finish like top 5. Let's get that straight. And if Nico stays for one more year and Abdi Hamid comes back for the next year, like they're probably going to be 1-2. Like, come on now. So I think if they're able to win these next 2 years and basically go like Jordan's Bulls, like have that one break in between year where BYU upset them and they have the bad day and get these 2 back-to-back, I think you got to say they're the greatest cross-country dynasty of all time. If they can go on another three championship win streak, but especially, bro, I think this is the start and we're in the middle of Michael Smith becoming the greatest cross-country coach of all time. I think his dynasty is in the midst of it right now. And then once the NAU women get up to the top and finish in the top 3 and get their NCAA title, I think it's eventually going to happen, bro. I think the women are getting better every single year. They finished 7th this year. The whole entire team wasn't even there last year and finished 7th. He's on his way and he's going to be great, bro.
Yeah, Mike Smith has definitely put his name in that conversation with other great coaches like Mark Whitmore, like the Andy Powells of the world. Like he is a name. He is a name now, and he's gonna go down in legend. And he inherited something great with the team that he got at NAU, but he has definitely shown that he's not just riding off of Coach Hines. Like he's shown that he's transformed athletes and he's made so many people better. Like when he came on, I saw this thing Tyler Day said when he came onto the team, he said, "I'm about to make you into a monster. I want you to be beast at every single event." And that's what he did. You know, Tyler Day ended up getting the indoor 5K record at one point. Like any race he was in, he could go off. And yeah, Mike Smith is definitely etching his name into history. And I think he's going to become like a Mark Whitmore, Andy Powell. What's another name like that of these distance coaches? I think he's going to be up there with like the GOATs. Dave Smith at Oklahoma. Like I think he's going to be. He is already. He's one of those names.
Most definitely.
In transitioning, I got one more for you, one more false start. And this is a good one, you know. NCAA's just came up sometime last week, and it was crazy. We saw some people do some crazy things, but one thing I a Thing Mo, is this a false start? Now tell me, is this a false start? A Thing Mo isn't the most dominant athlete on her own team. Now we know she did her thing. She got second in the 8. She got second in the 4, and she came back in the 4x4 and ran a 49 split.
That's wild.
But there was this other girl on the team, Tyra Giggins.
Tell him.
Tyra Giggins won the HEP, came back, won the high jump, and then took 3rd in the long jump and scored a total of 27 points, bruh. She put the team on her back, and they took 2nd overall. Now, we've been talking this whole year about a Thing Mo this, a Thing Mo that, but she ain't even the most dominant athlete on her own team. Is that a false start?
Bro, that's hard. But, that's hard, man. That's really hard. Because when you look at a Thing Mo, you're all like, Bro, she ran the fastest time in NCAA history, like indoor, outdoor, nothing. In
That's true.
indoor, ran 158, crazy, broke U20 world record. Did
That's
that.
so true.
She did that. And she's running a 49 on the 4x4. People are talking about right now, can a thing Mo be on the Olympic 4x4 team? And she's an 800 runner. We haven't seen that since like 2000 with Gerald Michaels. Like it's been a long time since the 800 runner was on a 4x4 team. So for her to be saying, doing all that and stuff, but like without a doubt, Tyra Giddens is the best athlete on the team. She does the pin. She does the pin. She does high jump, jab, shot, runs
She
the
could,
8 too. She could do
could she be
everything.
on a 4x4? What we gotta look up her 4x4 PR.
But is this a false start? Is a thing Mo isn't the most dominant track athlete on her team? That's not a false start, bro. Tyra Giddens is a beast. She's a beast. She's a beast. Tyra Giddens is a beast, bro. I'm sorry, I think Mo, you're a beast too. I think you guys both know how good you guys really are, and it's really like you guys are a tandem. It's crazy that Arkansas was able to beat y'all. To be honest, like because you guys are really a two-headed monster. But Tyra Giddens is definitely a more dominant NCAA track athlete. To be able to win the pentathlon, she did 3 events, bro. I think Mo can't do 3 events. Like,
And Tara Davis had to jump into the best jump ever to make sure she beat her.
true. So, like, I think Mo can't do 3 events. She could try, but I don't think she can go to NCAA outdoors and run the 8, 4, and 4x4, or even indoors. I don't think that's
I would love
possible.
to see her
I
try
don't know
that.
if she could win all
That's
those.
crazy.
I don't know if she can win all those. But to
I
do a
think
whole
she
entire
can do that,
pin,
but we'll see. We'll
that
see.
would be insane. That would be insane. But you know what else has been insane, bro? And it's our last prediction, bro. I need you to tell me this is a false start. Because over these past couple years, we've been seeing these people, Tara Davis and Hunter Woodhall, their relationship. One was in Georgia, and then one was in Arkansas. Soon enough now, Tara Davis is at Texas, like you just mentioned. She jumped indoor long jump she jumped the indoor collegiate record in the long jump. Number is 6 all time for US as well. Hunter Woodhall, he's a double amputee. He just went pro as well out of Arkansas. Like they're doing big things. They have a YouTube channel with over 213K subscribers. Hunter Woodhall has 2 million followers on TikTok. Tara
Wait,
Davis has Tara
what?
Davis has a 118K on TikTok. Like they're big time. They're big time. But my bold prediction, bro, and my bold statement is that Tara Davis and Hunter Woodhall are changing the game. How NCAA track and field athletes will brand themselves, how they'll record themselves on social media. They are changing that game right in front of us, and some of us don't even realize it. Is
Did
that
you
a false
say
start?
2 million?
2 million, bruh.
He has
Man, got
2 million followers on TikTok?
he's nice.
The game has been changed. That's definitely not a false start. That's definitely not a false start. I need to check out their vlog. I saw the most recent one. It was amazing, but they definitely are what you would call couple goals for show.
Power couple.
So they're definitely couple goals. They're a power couple. So, praise go to them. Like y'all killing it. Both at your own craft too. Hunter going pro. Tyra, we all know the talent that she has. And it's awesome to see it's all coming together for an Olympic year, for both of them. So big things ahead of them. Like I don't even know if y'all need a sponsor from what y'all doing. Y'all need to be able to like this is why y'all need to be able to monetize
For
because
real.
y'all
Well,
bringing so much attention to Texas
I'm assuming now that I think Hunter had something. I think he had a
in the bag.
company while he was there, but he wasn't like using his likeness. But now since he pro, this man has to be getting like I don't even know if this man's sponsored. He don't even yeah, like you said, he don't even need to be sponsored, bro. He's sponsored by YouTube, TikTok. Like for real, you can make money off of
Killing it.
TikTok, really changing the game for track and field and being that like face for sure and doing it for someone that's a double amputee, like it's pretty crazy because he fast too. Like he can run with able bodies and I think that's really honestly it's gonna be really interesting to see where both their career goes because Hunter like he's gonna be a force in in like the Paralympic game, and eventually, well, he already is, and just like the normal game as well. And then Tara Davis is slowly but surely moving up the ranks every single year, and she's reaching that potential that we thought she had when she was at Agora Hills in California. Like she's getting up there, bro.
Yeah, and I just want to say too, man, both of y'all, if y'all listening, we need y'all on the podcast, like
Plug in.
both of y'all together. Like we've always wanted both of y'all, like either one of y'all would be great, but together we need another couples. We need another couples podcast for the people in relationships. We need y'all on here to give these young people some advice. So that's my pitch. That's my
Ooh,
pitch.
ooh, ooh. That would be nice. That would be nice. That's a good place to leave off, too. That's a good place to leave off for the Two Black Runners podcast, episode 49, bro. Thank y'all for tuning in. I know it's been hectic for the past couple weeks here on the podcast. I feel like just not releasing on time and everything like that, but we're going to get back on track for these last 3 episodes to just give you guys the best content that we possibly can. But y'all know where to follow us. Y'all knows where we be. But actually, one more thing. I know we're all over the place. So my bad. My bad. I gotta shout out this one person, Risley. I think that's how you pronounce it. Risley, who left a review on the
Read it.
podcast. Risley said, Potts Brothers bring a necessary and captivating perspective to the running podcast scene. They engage fresh voices and prepare well for their interviews, and they're fun to listen to. If you listen to just one running podcast, make it this one. Highly recommended. 5 stars by Risley, bruh. Come on, she's a real one. She's a real one.
Yo, shout out to Risley, man.
Real one,
Yo,
real one.
I'm not gonna. I appreciate that you said we prepare well for these interviews. I appreciate that, like straight up, because we be coming up with the rundowns, and I mean, it's like we ain't got lines or nothing. It's really all systems go. But we do put some effort into thinking about what we want to talk about and where we want these interviews to go. So I appreciate you really calling that out, like straight up. Thank you.
Yeah, we like Abdullah Muhammad. When she said in her podcast, she runs with attention. That's what we do. We do our podcast with attention, episodes with intention, everything. Well, some things do just be off the cuff, but it's definitely everything is intentional. Trying to bring you guys best content where we ever can. And really, who's really making that possible and helping that making that possible too, and helping us stay stable and motivating us is Tracksmith, bro. They're offering you guys 15% off your first purchase, $75 or more. Like, come on, y'all. Get on Tracksmith, use the code Culture15, and y'all can get some free stuff. Like, come on. And make sure you guys follow us on Instagram as well at Two Black Runners, because a giveaway coming soon. A giveaway coming soon, another one.
Yes, that's what I was gonna say. For our next giveaway will be sometime in April, and we will be giving away 2 gift cards. Now, the first time we only gave away one.
Those.
We will be giving away dos gift cards. We will make it more interactive. You will have to be on IG Live. There will be more details to come, but just want to say thank you to our sponsor, Tracksmith, for believing in us. Y'all been a day one. You're our first sponsor. And the fact that y'all recognized what we were doing and wanted to align with us and partner with us, we really do appreciate that. And we will never forget this. And we're just getting started. So shout out to Tracksmith for everything they've done for us. You guys should check out the website. They have some really cool gear. Everything's very breathable, very stylish, and yeah, you can use that discount code Culture15 and get $15 off your first purchase of $75 or more. So if you got a birthday coming up for your boyfriend, for your
Oh,
girlfriend, for your
oh,
mom, for your
mm.
dad, go on there, hook them up, and then use that discount Culture15 and hook them up. Spring is coming up, summer's coming up. Give them a nice little short sleeve. Get them some short shorts. I know some of y'all are slacking on your New Year's resolution. So
Oh.
you know how you can get motivated? Buy some running clothes.
Mm. And don't just wear them around the house, too. Don't just wear them around the house. Go out. Smell the
Go
roses.
out.
Feel me? Smell the roses.
Show them off. Show off those legs, boy. Come on.
Show off those thighs. Let's get it.
Come
Let's get
on.
it. Hey, thanks for joining us though on Two Light Runners podcast, bro. See y'all next week with Nigel and Almost. Yeah, have a good one, y'all. Have a good one.
Yes, sir. And if you listen this far into the podcast, remember, you always will be a day one, and we appreciate all the support we get from you from the bottom of our hearts. So we'll see y'all next time on Two Black Tuesday. All right, peace.
Let's get it, y'all.